Hello Pisces, and welcome to Soul Sundays. Pisces, it's a quick 3-card spread, one for your mind, body and soul for your week ahead. So let's get started. Universe and angels, messages and guides, my higher self, I call upon you now to give me a clear and accurate reading for the sign of Pisces. Please tell me what they need to hear, not what they want to hear for the week ahead. Can I please have 3 cards, one for their mind, body and soul? Thank you. All right, my loves, how are you doing? Pretty intense energy that's been happening in the skies. I talked a lot about Jupiter last week, but this week we still have equal amount of intensity going on. I want to focus on something that a lot of people have glossed over. Back on July 16th or 17th, if you can think back to what happened to you then, what you were dealing with, something big happened. I know exactly, I can pinpoint mine. Something came in to shake up your world. It was something that you needed to work on or change, either to do with friendships, either to do with work, either to do with lovers, health, wealth, whatever it is, right? But what happened was Chiron, the planet or the asteroid known as the wounded healer, has been retrograde ever since. And when a planet goes retrograde, it's all about us actually going back and looking at what it is that we need to change, to redo, to revise. And ironically, you've drawn 3 cards with re all in them. Can you believe this? You can't make this shit up. The card of revolution, the card of recovery, and the card of revision. Can you believe that? So it's no coinkydink that at the moment the energy can feel quite intense. Whatever happened to you around the 16th or the 17th of July, if you changed jobs, if you had a struggle with a family member, if you had a fallout with a loved one, you've been healing from it ever since whilst Chiron has been in retrograde motion, okay? It's been asking you to go back and relook at, redo, revise, re-examine everything that you had a part to play in that situation, and also what people did to betray you or hurt you. Now it's time to close that door. If you've been working on that, working on bettering yourself, working on releasing and letting go, your hard work's going to pay off now, okay? Because Chiron goes direct on the 12th of December. Ironically, or beautifully, what happens also is that on the 12th of the 12th, we also have a full moon in Gemini. Now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the ruler of enthusiasm, quick wit, curiosity, joy, right? When it's in direct motion, and it is. So it's asking you to release these things, release that hurt, release that burden so that you can move forward. What's also really interesting is that it aligns perfectly with the conjunction that's happening right now between Saturn, Venus, and Pluto in Capricorn. So what does it mean? Basically what I've said to you already, that anything that causes you dissatisfaction, frustration, hurt that you haven't let go of, particularly when it comes to those key areas I've already mentioned, it's time to release and let go. Also, it's important to note, and this may not resonate with you, but this is for anyone who considers themselves spiritually woke, that is connected to the 5D and higher realms of consciousness, is spiritually conscious. Many astrologers, astronomers, healers, Reiki masters have this belief that on the 12th of the 12th, this coming week, that we will have a gateway or a portal of energy. It's known as the gateway or the portal of enlightenment, okay? And the theory is, the ideology is that light codes will come down, transform into matter, and raise our consciousness or raise our vibration or frequency, okay? So that's how I channel when I do these readings. That's how I'm able to give you the messages that come through as I connect through to them. If you are empathetic, if you are sensitive, you will be feeling this energy already. I can tell you right now, I feel an incredible migraine in my head. I'm not sleeping well. It's hot and cold 1 minute. Your appetite will go. 1 minute you'll be really hungry and craving lots of sugar. The next you'll be nauseous. And that's because the waves of energy are changing. Don't believe me, Google it for yourself. Have a look at the Schumann resonance and you'll see how the vibration is changing with the planet. And that's because it's due to align us to the age of Aquarius and this literally spiritual leveling up that we're all going through. Would you believe that if that doesn't tie into you, take note of the 12s, okay, from a numerology point of view. On the 12th of the 12th, Chiron goes direct. On the 12th of the 12th at 12:12 a.m. for the Northern Hemisphere, for the US and the UK, at 2:12 p.m. or 3:12 or 4:12 or 5:12, depending on where you're located in the southern part, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, India, we will have that full moon coming through in Gemini. And then we also have this portal opening up. If you wanted any more further clarification, you've drawn the card, the major arcana of number 12. Just a little bit of symbolism there. There are no coincidences, right? This is the card of turnaround, of revolution. For you, it's all about breathing life into a new you. So what do I mean by that? The card in this book, the turnaround, titled Revolution, is titled that for a reason. It says your world is turning upside down. Fighting it will only cause hurt. Surrender and you'll feel yourself gently turning to a new perspective. In traditional tarot, this is the card of the Hanged Man. So it shows a man on a cross, his head illuminated because he's seeing things from a different point of view. It's asking you to step back to see things clearly. Whatever has happened to you, Pisces, since the 16th or the 17th of July, it's all about to change now, okay? For some of you, it speaks about your physical presence, your home. You could literally be moving house, buying a new house, doing something when it comes to your home, thinking about moving to another state, another country. For others of you, it speaks about your work, what you do, how you create, what you're doing, how you're employed. As I said to you before, for some of you, it's friendships. You get the picture, right? But this card represents an experience, situation, event, or person that will turn your world upside down so that your life can shake loose. It's all about asking you to actually review everything that's happened, do the soul searching that you should have done for the past 6 months so you can step forward. It's also asking you, what do you need to surrender for inner peace? Pisces, what is it that needs to go? If there's a person that always drains your energy, if there's someone that you work with that always drains your energy, if it's someone that you're in a relationship, a friendship, whatever it may be, it's time to let that go. Don't hold on to it, okay? Because you're leveling up. It also asks you to understand that people or circumstances that have been in your life that have caused heartbreak, or particularly in the past 6 months, have been bringing you to this point to allow you to change, to allow you to go through this turnaround, okay? If you feel the need to manage and control your life, you may find that this time is difficult. You're much better to go with the flow. And you know, I may be guessing, and I might have to go back and look because I do so many readings and I channel so many messages, I forget. But did you get this message last week? If you did, then it's a repeating message for you. You've drawn the card of recovery for your physical message this week. Now, look, recovery means exactly that. It can talk about getting sober and entering a recovery program. For some of you, you could already be doing that. It could also be about holding positive thoughts about someone else, a friend or family member that's in this position. This could be the person that's putting a lot of strain on you. For some of you, it could be abusive relationships, someone that turns to substances to heal and control the fact that you've separated, whatever it may be. It also means that right now you'll overcome a pretty stressful situation, okay? It's the literal meaning of the card. You're going to recover from whatever stressful situation has been in your life for the past 6 months. And now within doing that, it's time to revise where you've been, where you're going, because who you were 6 months ago is not the person that you are now. Literally, it's that deep, Pisces. Now I'm going to read this to you from the book because I think that it'll hold a lot of clout. Let me just find it for you. I opened it straight up. Revision. It says, your body remembers the trauma, the closeness, the love, the fear, and the exuberance of your full history, even when your mind doesn't. Bring a memory to the surface to align your current self with the knowledge stored in your body. Go deeper into challenging to go beyond it. A study of the past will help you recognize and break a limiting cycle. So that's exactly what I've been telling you to do, right? By going back and looking at what you've been through the past 6 months, and releasing and letting it go when you come to the full moon, you'll step into becoming a new you. Now, for some of you, you may not know how to do that. Full moons are all about closure, about closing out a cycle. There's 2 ways that you can do it. Get a journal and just free form write out everything that has happened to you this year, all the people that have let you down, how you've let yourself down, and promises that you made to yourself that you weren't able to keep. Whatever it may be for you, you can then tie that piece of paper up and say, dear universe, I release this to you with love and faith, and I let go. And you can then rip it up or burn it. Another way is to simply have a swim in the ocean and say those similar words. If it is freezing where you are, then obviously I don't recommend you go swimming in the ocean, but you can do it in the shower. Have a shower, stand under the shower head, and just imagine all the negative things. Go through them all one by one in your mind and imagine them washing down the drain, because you're doing literally an energy cleanse. And then say the same thing. I ask to release and let it go. And another way it could be is just by looking up at the full moon and having a quiet moment to yourself with the full moon. Whatever it is, Pisces, however it works for you, it's really important that you release any negative energy for this week, because you are going through a revolution, you are going through recovery, you are revising to come out a better and more whole version of yourself. And it's very exciting, because the next couple of weeks, as we get to the new moon in Capricorn on the 26th, are going to be fantastic. All right, my loves, that was your reading for this week. I hope you found it helpful. It was a pleasure doing it for you. I wish you much love and light, and I'll be back with you next week. Take care.